What's going on, you guys? Mr. Money1235 here again, back for another Gorillaz review. Gorillaz G-Sides. Now this little compilation right here was a B-Sides album to their debut album, which I reviewed a few days ago. And while I don't feel like a lot of these B-Sides are as strong as the ones that you would find on maybe D-Sides, I do think that there are a lot of songs on this compilation that are worth checking out. Even if you don't want to buy this album, I would still recommend a few songs on it. The very first song on this album is the Soul Child remix of 19 through 2000, which can be found on the American version of the debut album, so you're not missing out a ton right there. Track number 2 is the English version of Latin Simone, which you can also find on the debut album. I do prefer this version on G-Sides because it is in English and I can sing along to it, and I also can really get into the lyrics, and Damon's vocals sound really good with the music. So, you know, it's just a preference of mine, but both versions perfectly fine. The next track is the Wise Guys House of Wisdom remix of 19 through 2000, and this right here is one of my least favorite Gorillaz remixes. This track is so repetitive, it just keeps going on and on and on with one of the little noisy parts of the main song, and it's really repetitive and it goes on too long. It's just not a remix that I'm into. A whole lot of Gorillaz remixes I'm not into. There's a remix of El Mañana on D-Sides that I just cannot get into. The same as this song. I just don't like this remix. Just one that I find myself skipping every time. And have been skipping ever since I owned this CD back in 2005, so sorry. The next track is called The Sounder, and this is a song that I really like. The entire rap is simply about the band Gorillaz, which I'm really into. I think the lyrics on this are really good, and there's some really cool parts from Noodle in there as well. Once again, it's just one of those things that I picture when I listen to this song. I picture Noodle singing it. Even though it's clearly Damon just singing in more high-pitched, it's just something I like to do. So, The Sounder. Definitely check it out. It's pretty cool. You'll like the lyrics on it. Like I said, it's just simply about the band, which is kind of neat. And then my second favorite song on this album is next. This song is called Faust. F-A-U-S-T. So, I hope I'm saying that right. This is a really sleepy little song, and it just keeps on going with a really pretty piano melody. And then near the end of the song, some Japanese lyrics come in from Noodle, and then 2D comes over the top of it with some really relaxing lyrics about after a hard day. It's a really soothing song, and one that I can tell that they were really just trying to create a relaxing song. And it's something that I'm really into. I really like the melody of this song. I think it's really pretty. And it's one of the more chilled out Gorillaz songs that you'll hear, something that could compare maybe to Tomorrow Comes Today or something like that. So this is a really good song. The next song is the Phil Life Cypher remix of Clint Eastwood, and this right here is one of my favorite remixes now. There's a whole brand new rap on this song. There's some really cool electronics that come on over an acoustic guitar. The melody changes. It's just a really sick take on the original Clint Eastwood. I just love this song. I really like the rap on it. I think it's a really great remix, and I would suggest you check it out, seriously. The next song is called Ghost Train, and this is supposedly the first Gorillaz song that was ever created. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. This isn't one of my favorite songs from the band, but I still really get into the song. It's one of those that goes into the more rock category of Gorillaz, which is pretty cool because they don't have just a ton of those. So I think that's really cool. I really like the lyrics on this song. You can tell it's kind of like, it has that original Gorillaz feel, which I really get into, kind of like comparing it to like M1A1, which I think a whole lot about when I hear this song, so it's good, check it out. The next song is Hit Albatross, and this is a really weird one to describe because it has like sound clips from zombie movies in the beginning of it. Jamie is a huge fan of zombie films, so I think that's kind of cool. Dawn of the Dead, kind of, like, it's hard to explain, but there's like zombie sound effects over the top of it, over this really pretty guitar that sounds like it's being played on really down tone setting on an electric guitar. It's kind of hard to describe, really. Sounds of helicopters and stuff like that in the air. It's really strange, and then the song ends out on this really cool guitar riff, and it's just a really odd song. It's a really quiet one too. It's just really hard to describe. You guys should check it out. But it's one of the weirdest Gorillaz songs, but y'all should go give it a listen. It's really cool. And then the last song on this album is 12D3, which is an acoustic song which has a real like a soloist feel to it, just 2D singing along with the acoustic guitar. That's all it is. And the lyrics on this are a little weird. I don't really know what the point of it is. He wants to find his piano chord dictionary. That's the majority of the lyrics on this song, but for some reason it really gets stuck in your head, and you can really easily sing along to this song. And once again, it's a really chill Gorillaz song, a really acoustic song, you know, something you can compare to maybe Bobby and Phoenix, which is another huge acoustic Gorillaz song. So yeah, I would recommend you check that one out as well. On the American version anyway, there's only 9 tracks. I know other versions have more, but that's what I have. So I would recommend that you check out a few key tracks on this thing, especially False, the Phil Life Cypher, Clint Eastwood remix, Hip Albatross, and 12D3. I would definitely recommend that you check out those songs. And the English version of Latin Simone if you're into that. So stay tuned, you guys. Coming up next, we're either going to be talking about Demon Days, or we're going to be talking about rare, unreleased Gorillaz songs. Might educate you guys a little bit to hear more than just what comes on their main albums. So yeah, that should be fun. So yeah, Mr. Mooney 1235. I'll see you guys later.